everyone, welcome back. It's Angela and good to see you here on this Friday afternoon. I'm here to bring you just a little quick and easy project which I know all of you are going to be able to follow along to. So I hope that you're keen to get started and are excited. Getting my words all mixed up today. Right, I'm going to be working just in this Christmas journal today. I sort of got waylaid with all the things going on here. And I just had time to do the Christmas one, and I'm sure that I will have a look and do an autumn one, and if I do I'll share that with you as well. All right, so we've got our Christmas signature here which is coming along beautifully, and I'm going to do a little project that I'm going to put right on this page here. All right, so the very front, I'm going to put that to the side. Now what you need to do is grab yourself an envelope, and you don't need to worry about a window because we're not going to use a window in this. I'm going to cover right over the window. Right, so any mailer that you have. So I've grabbed this one. I've written some measurements on it. All right, so this one is 8 3/4 inches in length. That's 22 centimeters, there or thereabouts. It's 4 1/4 inches in width, so that's 11. All right, so that's what we're going with here. Anything is really going to work. I'm just telling you what mine is, but there's not a need for you to go and get this exact size. As long as it's going to fit onto your page, as mine does, there or thereabouts, you're going to be able to do it. So just grab a mailer. All right, now, the first thing you want to do is you want to seal it up if the flap is open. If it's not, that doesn't matter. But if you do have the opening, you know, like sometimes you're able to well, I usually slit my mailers along the top to open them. I would make sure that that open side is on the side you want your you know, to put a card in there. So that's the one thing I would say at the start. So what I mean by that is, if you're going to put your project on the left hand side, you want to have your opening on the left hand side. If you're putting it on, let's do this side, then you want your opening on this side. All right, so whatever way it is, turn it around. If it's your openings there, or if it's here, turn it that way, whichever way you want. All right, so you won't need to glue down a flap. All right, so that's what we're doing here. Now 1 3/4 inches from the top, so about 4 1/2 centimeters, I've just scored a line and folded a flap over there. All right, so I've scored it there. It's just a case of turn that over and use your bone folder to make that nice and flat like that. All right, so that's what we're doing. And we're going to get going and start covering. So it's a really quick and easy project today. Right, I've taken this page. This is one of my full pages from my Christmas memories journal collection. Gosh, I had to think about that for a moment. It's because I'm doing the autumn whispers at the same time, and I almost said Christmas whispers, so I almost got it wrong there. But yeah, so this is one of the pages. I have cut this out to fit an area here. Now we will be folding that down, and that's why I haven't worried. I've cut off the excess there. All right, so as long as it covers that area, we're good to go. So I'm going to start off by, first of all, I need to open up the side here. I haven't done that because I opened the flap, so I'm going to do that. You might not need to do this, and I've made these arrows because I was tempted to do it that side, and that's just for my own reminders. All right, so I'm going to take a very, very thin sliver off this bit there. Okay, you might not need to do that if you're using your mailer, but you never know. Right, so there we go. It isn't going all the way up because this flap will come down anyway. So as long as that bit's open, we're good to go. All right, so there we go. I'm going to just grab one of my little clips here and keep that down. Right, so I've got this piece and I've cut it out, as I said, like that, and I'm going to quickly just stick that down. Oh, I've been having a lot of deliveries today because I'm not one to really go and look in the shops. We have very few shops where I am because it's quite a small little place, And so I tend to always shop online. I don't know if you guys do that. Also, I don't have the hustle and bustle of people or trying to find parking, so it works for me. And of course now the deliveries are all coming in, so which is great. I prefer that. I think that having online shopping was the best invention for me, definitely. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'm for it all the way. So yeah, got stuff all over the house, and of course I've got the journals going on sale tonight, so don't miss that if you were looking for one. And I've had to order a huge roll of bubble wrap and boxes, and my whole house is just full of stuff everywhere. Right, we've got the little deer down. Isn't he cute? And the little squirrel and the little bunny, they're all in the snow, so sweet. I just love that. I'm going to put some bits on here. So just a few bits, little some of my green and red die cuts. So it's just the greenery that I want to sort of bring in again. So yeah, I'm going to be making hampers up. I love making hampers at Christmas. My kids get excited. I do it for not just, you know, I like doing it for whoever I'm giving presents for, really. I think it's gives you an opportunity to collect things during the year, and I like finding a reusable sort of container. I don't want to say hamper, because I think in the States a hamper for you is something you put your laundry in, but I like to make gift baskets. Is that the way, the words? You guys will have to tell me, but yeah, I like doing that. So I find it quite exciting, really. But I must say, and I'd said this to Carol the other day, I have a confession to make. The reason probably why I like doing the hampers, I absolutely detest wrapping presents. I don't like it at all. So people think that's crazy. Carol also said to me, oh, I would have thought that you do like it. I said, no, I absolutely hate it. I get my daughter to wrap my gifts. If there's anything to be wrapped to go in the hamper, which there is. So I just don't enjoy it at all. I don't know why. I just don't like it. It's crazy, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else feels like that. Probably just me. But yeah, I find it a hell of a chore, and boring. Yeah. So yeah, and probably just because there's too many, and I dread it. I'd absolutely dread it. Okay, so we've got our opening over there. So we're going to have a little pocket there, because we're going to put a journal card in, and we will be sticking this flap down in a minute. But I just want to check, this is the journal card I've made, also from one of my pages, the big pages, not a mini page. And I wanted to keep the theme the same with the fawn and the deer, but I want to just make sure before I go and do this that this is going to fit in here. So I'm just being mindful of when I stick this down that I need to go a little higher, which is fine because the pocket goes up fine, and when I stick it down I'll make sure I stick it on there, so not over there. All right, so in case you're sewing, and I'm not sewing. All right, so that's what you need to do. So this is the card that I made. So I love this with a little hedgehog over there. All right, and the sentiments. So yeah, confessions and all sorts going on here today. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with all of that. Now what I've done is, if you bought a fabric bundle from me, I added in a freebie, well, 3 pieces of fabric that were free. This is one of them. This is the beautiful gold or champagne color tulle with the snowflakes. And because they're in the snow, I wanted to put a piece of that, which I've cut to fit, over there. So we've got a flip up with, you can still see the gorgeous deer, but they have a little a curtain of snow and flakes and things going on, which I thought was just awesome. So we are going to get that stuck down. Now I am going to use some clips here, so I'm just lining this up here so that this tool is where it needs to be. I've cut this off the piece. You've got a bigger piece than this in your pack. I'll show you. This is the remainder of the piece, which we'll use for something else. And I have, yeah, not that, this piece here. So we're going to use that for another project, so hang on to that. All right, so yeah, I'm just going to get this here before I glue it. I just want to get it in place so that I know where it needs to be, and now I can go and stick this bit down. So I'm going to use my fabric tack to do this. I'm going to just now, as I said, it can get stuck down on this whole area here, because as long as you don't sew the pocket, which I'm not sewing today, you know, you're fine for the journal card. So I'm getting the glue all over here and a bit on the edge as well. Okay, so both sides there, and now I can let this drop like that, and we can press it down. And I'm going to move these now to up here and over here. All right, so now I know it's a perfect fit. Okay, and that is pretty much a perfect fit. Right, so I'm happy with that. And just press that down. All right, I have got a longer one here. I know it won't quite go that far, but that's okay. The side bits will work. Okay, so while we're waiting for that there, will also share with you, I have made well, I've just really sewed around this, put it onto some card. This is one of my large tags from my add-on kit, and put in some ribbon there. So that I'm going to use to go behind there. All right, so we've got all of that done, and I think that that's pretty much doing the job. I'm going to just flatten that nicely, and we're going to carry on with the rest of this. All right, so I have got a tiny piece of my background paper with the snowflakes, and I wanted it to be a little bit neutral because I'm going to put some goodies on here, and I want to just stick that onto the top there. I'm going to just quickly take my distress ink and just go around the corners like that. This is also going to look great in any theme, and I think I will be making one of these for the autumn, and we could find any sorts of lace or other tulle, and I've got some other color tulle that I'm thinking of. I hope I've got a piece big enough to fit there, but I'll show you some options when I get my act together. The daylight hour is so short at the moment. I mean, we're coming up to December, aren't we? Well, we are in December, but I mean the 20th, so we'll have the winter solstice. It's very soon, and that means the days are gonna, I mean, 3:30 it's dark here, you know, so, and that's in the afternoon. Oh, I did notice when I was feeding my birds this morning that we had a little bit of snow at 4:30 this morning, because I've got a security camera, not for security as much as I'm at the back of the house, and when the doorbell rings that I can just communicate, because, you know, Amazon doesn't wait very long. And I noticed it was 4:30 when it started snowing, and it is still settled on my table outside, but just a little sprinkling. So I reckon we will be getting some snow later this week. Right, I've stuck that on there. I've got my little dish here. Love this dish. I've got my little piece of lace. I want to just put this, although you're not going to see too much of it, you could really do it in 2 pieces, but I'm going to stick this across here. I just love that deep red. Isn't it lovely? Yeah, it matches my jumper. Oh, this is a warm jumper, I must say, or sweater if you're American. Yeah, so I thought I'd put on one of these today with the red, just because, you know, it's an all Christmas show today. Right, so we get that down, get that stuck. Abby's cold and tucked up in her bed. She's avoiding me at the moment. She did a naughty thing in the house It's not because she doesn't normally do that, but it's too cold, and she's a fair weather dog, and she decided that she'd rather do that inside than outside. So I wasn't impressed. So we're not talking now. and she knows why too. Naughty. I do put the puppy pad down, so if it crosses her mind, she normally would go on that. But I think she's just decided, no, it's too cold to walk to the pad. You know, naughty monkey. Right, I've got two little die cuts here. One's with a glittery colour, and one that's a little bit fur-like. I'm going to just stick this under the mistletoe over here. I thought that one was the best because the mistletoe, and we're dealing with trees and forest and winter Christmas animals here, so I thought this one was the best. So I just want to see before I stick it down. It doesn't matter if it goes over a bit. I'm going to just move it like that. Right, so let's get that bit down and these ones down. Oh, I do want to mention something to you guys. If you are buying multiple printed kits or items from the shop, my website shop now, I did see a comment where somebody was saying that the postage is £99 or something, or dollars, whatever currency. Now the reason why that happens is because, I don't know if you guys know, but if you send over international mail, you will know this. International mail cannot be heavier than 2 kgs. So what the system will do is it makes it a very high amount. All right, so my suggestion is, if you're buying like 5 items or something that's going to be quite heavy, one of those printed kits is usually 750 grams. So any more than 2, it'll do a strange thing of the large ones. So I would suggest that if you are finding that just put through smaller orders, split them up, that's what I'm saying. So just in case that happens to you, it's just the system saying it's more than 2 kilos for all those items. Obviously, with the journals that I'm putting into the shop, they aren't more than 2 kilos anyway. But if you're wanting to buy that and something else, for example, separate them up. I've included the postage for the journals, so that's not a problem. You won't have to worry with the postage cost wherever you are in the world. That's already done. All right, so just remember to break them up into smaller bits. The other thing is, if you've paid anything over the amount that it costs for me to send you anything from my shop in the mail, I refund all the postage overages to you. So I do that by whichever method you paid me. All right, so don't worry about that. Even if it means I've got to break your order up into 3 separate parcels because it's cheaper for you and I have to use a lot more packaging to do so, I will do it, because I don't want you to pay over the odds. And there's a sort of a huge gap between a large letter, which is 750 grams, and a small parcel. It's more than double. All right, so I try and give you the best costs that I possibly can on postage. I just thought I should mention that. Right, on the side over here, I have made a sort of a little rosette, I would imagine, but with lace and ribbon. And I thought I'd just talk you through rather than wasting your time showing you. What I did here was I took 6 inches of this lace, this cotton lace, and I've just threaded a thread, and through the little actual natural holes through the lace or whatever, I've just woven the needle through the top of that, pulled it tight, and made a sort of a circle with a hole in the middle. And I've made it like that because I'm putting another layer on here. Right, so that was 6 inches or 15 centimeters. That's what I've done there. Okay, so I'm going to take that. Then I've taken ribbon, and I've taken 4 inches of ribbon, so that's 10 centimeters, And I've done the same thing. I've just taken the needle and threaded it through the top of the ribbon and pulled it tight and stuck down the corner there. All right, and then I've taken a button, sewed it through and attached it there to the ribbon. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these two together on my little project there. Okay, and I might just get, because I've got a bit of a seam there, I want to sort of cover that a little bit. I might grab one of my little die cuts. So let's just see if I've got one here that's small enough. Let's look for one of these little small ones. That's exactly what I want. All right, so there's a really small one. We might use that. Okay, so now I'm going to just layer that up. So I'm going to take my fabric tack. I'm going to put it over there. All right. Don't be afraid to go beyond the edge of the page. You know, I never let that worry me. Right, and then I'm going to put glue on here like that. Quite a fair amount. Okay, and then we're just going to get that stuck down there. All right, and just hold it with your fingers for a few secs and that'll do its thing. Okay, you can also put on a little clip or two and that'll work as well. So I'm going to do that quickly and I'll be back with you in a second. So pull it a little bit rounder there and one over there. All right, so I'm going to give that a moment and I'll be back here. All right, so it's been there about 2 minutes and I'm just going to take those off. You can see that it's nice and flat and you've got time to wiggle it around with the fabric tack. I'm going to do exactly the same here. I'm going to keep that seam at the top, I think, just because I want to just stick a little bit of this out. So let's move it over, find the best place for it. So I want to just get that under there. Yeah, okay. So we'll do the same with this. We'll put some fabric tack on the back here, a fair amount again. All right, and then we can just get that evenly spaced on the lacy bit, and then again just get your little clips like that. And while that's happening and doing its thing, I'm just going to take this little leaf, 3 little leaves, and I'm just going to put a liberal amount of glue on there. You don't have to do this. It's just me trying to cover that little bit there. All right, so let's just get that tucked in. And then again, I'll just put one of these on there. All right. Right, so that's all doing its thing. I'm going to move that over for a little bit. And we will now look at putting this into our journal. So as I said, it's this outer page, so I'm just going to take it off quickly. It's going to go on this bit here, and again I've got the tag to be mindful of. All right, so I'm going to take these clips off, and that looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Nice and pressed flat as well. And we're going to put that over here, but now the tag's going to go in the back there, so I'm going to move this quite a far way down. Right, so then we've got our little flip up. We're going to have our little tag on the side. So here's our tag. This should now fit into this bit over here. I might have glued it down a little bit, but thank goodness for bone folders, hey? That's all I can say there. Gotta love them. It's the one tool you would never want to be without. Right, so we've got our little tag in there. Let's put that down. So I'm going to turn that over, use my glitter glue, and just put some glue along the edge. Don't go too close. Just stick your tag into the pocket as well. We don't want that. There we go. Now, it doesn't matter if you're going to put a bit of glue on there. That'll get that stuck down as well. Right, so, oops. put my hand in the glue. Right, I should have used my little lines. I'm trying to find the edge of, okay, so we'll go with that. And luckily there are lines on this page, so I can use them as a guide, the little stripes. So there we go. Rub that off, and then I'm going to press this down nicely like this, and this little bit over here too, and then you could even push that down as well. All right, so really you should give it a few seconds just to do its thing and, you know, set nicely. And then this little tag is going to go in the top over there. Perfect. And that's our quick and easy little Friday project. So we can put this back. We'll find something pretty to put and decorate over here, I'm sure. And I quite like that. I'm probably going to do some stamping here, I think. We'll see how we go. I quite like that. So what do you think of that? We've got a little flip up. We've got our little tag, journal card, and our tag over there. And we made a beautiful little rosette with some lace and some ribbon. Okay, guys, the journals will go into the shops tonight. It's tonight. If you're watching this video now, it will be in the shop already. All right, so it's on my website. Go and have a look there. The links are in the description box below this video if you're interested. All right, guys, I will bring you some more excitement with a little video on Sunday, and I'm sure to show you some more of my journals that I will be putting in on Sunday. So that will be the next video. Gosh, it was a lot of work to just do 6, so I'm doing a couple at a time. All right. I look forward to seeing you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for supporting me with these wonderful encouraging words and watching all my videos. You guys are amazing, and I really appreciate every one of you. So look forward to Sunday. See you then. Bye.